Hi everybody, I'm Limited Llama and welcome to my first YouTube video. In this YouTube video I'm going to be walking through setting up a Sorare account and walking through collecting your first items. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go down into the description of this video and click the link to open up the Sorare website. And on this website you're going to see a sign up button in the top right. So you're going to open this up and you're going to type in your email address and your nickname, and then a strong password. Then after you do that, you're going to click next, and you're going to fill out all of the terms and conditions to make sure that you can sign up. Obviously, if your name has already been taken, then you're going to need to choose a new one. Let's try that again. And there you go. Now you have successfully signed up. So the first thing that you're going to do is go to your email to complete the registration. So I'll head over to my email. And then you're going to click this confirm email button. And once you do that, you'll be brought to the Sorare website. And you're going to have an option to choose either football or MLB. Now my focus for this YouTube channel is going to be on MLB because that's my main sport. I'm a big Guardians fan, so I really want to get into the MLB side of Sorare. So I'm going to click over here. If you're more on the football side of things, you're going to click the football. I think the steps are pretty similar, but again, I'm going to focus on the MLB. So tap MLB, and this will bring you into the onboarding flow. And in this flow, you're going to walk through essentially a few steps. And the first step is going to choose your favorite card. Now, these 5 cards are really good players, which you're going to want to include in your team down the road. So you're going to want to choose carefully and find the card that best fits your personal taste and best can score you points down the road. So based on these choices, I think I'm probably going to go with Mookie Betts here. A pretty solid outfielder, probably going to score a lot of offensive points. So I'll take Mookie Betts. And then after that, it's going to walk you through describing what Sorare even is. So I'll walk through describing this as well. So in Sorare, there's different cards that you can collect, and these cards are linked to your profile. You essentially have them forever. And there's different quality of cards. The first one is common, and these ones aren't technically NFTs. I'll describe what NFTs are down the road. But these ones you can still use to play in the common events. There's also limited cards, and there's only 5,000 of these for each player per season. So for example, there's only 5,000 limited Mookie Betts cards that exist, and if you own one of them, there's only 4,999 other ones. Now there's also rare cards, and there's 1,000 of those. There's super rare, and there's 100 of those. And then there's unique cards, and there's only one of those per player per season. So essentially when you're creating a Sorare account, what you're going to be doing is collecting common cards, and you're going to be using these common cards to compete in competitions. And depending on how you do in these competitions, you'll either get new common cards, or you can potentially get limited cards. And these limited cards you can actually use in limited events, which allow you to get more limited cards. So you can think of this as a spiral. As you get more and more cards, you can compete in more and more events, and you can get more and more items as rewards. The extra thing is that you can actually sell these cards for Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency. So each of the limited cards that you have, you can list it on the auction market and sell it for a specific price. That then will be linked to your cryptocurrency wallet, and then you can exchange that for actual money. So by playing this, if you play it for long enough and get lucky enough, you can actually make money through playing these competitions. So now we're going to start building my team. So right now they provide you with a bunch of common cards that you're going to walk through collecting. So I got Cody Clemens, Ben Gamel, Jose Iglesias, Willie Adames, Connor Joe, Brad Miller, Andres Machado, Colin Poche, Jesus Luzardo, Zach Thompson, Cal Quantrill, hey, a Guardian, and Michael Kopech. So this is my starting roster. These are the only players that I have on my team. And then it's going to walk you through the different competitions that you can compete in. So right now, Sorare only has 3 competitions running: Common, Limited, and Rare. The Common All-Star you can compete in with your common cards. So the ones that you get off the bat, you can compete in the Common All-Star. And you can see the top 1,000 players in this will receive a limited card as a reward for playing in this All-Star tournament. You can also see there's a limited All-Star competition, and the top 750 of those players get another limited card. And then there's a rare All-Star competition, and if you get the top 150, you get another rare card. So based on the research that I've done, limited cards will normally run you around $5 for a decent card, up to $20 for a really star player. And rare cards are really expensive, somewhere around $100 to upwards of $1,000. And that's just at the time of recording. So down the road, the prices can fluctuate as more people come in and start playing the game. So the first thing I'm going to do is enter the Common All-Star Tournament. And as you can see, you're going to be able to select 2 pitchers, 3 batters, and then 2 flex positions. So you're going to select a starting pitcher, a relief pitcher, a corner infielder, a middle infielder, an outfielder, and then 2 extra positions. The one that's called extra can only be a batter, and then the flex position can be either a batter or a pitcher, depending on which of your players is better. So we're going to start off by walking through and registering my players. So each of these Sorare competitions is either 3 or 4 days long. So depending on how long the tournament is, you're going to want to play players that are going to compete in games during that time. So as you can see, it'll note if a player is a probable pitcher. So Zach Thompson here, he's a probable pitcher, so I'm going to want to pitch him. The rest of these players aren't likely to pitch over the next 4 days. So I'm going to choose Zach Thompson as my starting pitcher, and then I'm going to choose Colin Poche. I think, even though he only has 2 games, he has a higher points per game. So that's what this icon here says. It's the season average score per game that they compete in. So he's competing in 2 games, multiply that by 7, that's 14. So that's 14 average points. And we have 3 points per game, multiply that by 3 games is 9 average points. So on average, Colin Poche is a better relief pitcher. Now we are going to choose a corner infielder, and I'll go with Connor Joe here. And then I think I'll probably choose Jose Iglesias since he's competing in 3 games as opposed to 2. And then obviously my star Mookie Betts, going to pull him in as the outfielder. And then now we get to choose the extra hitter, and I'll probably choose Willy Adames here. And normally, you're going to want to have 2 starting pitchers in every lineup. At least that's kind of how I've been playing through things, because I believe that gives you the most points. But none of these starting pitchers are actually going to pitch this in the next 3 or 4 games. So I'm not going to choose any of them. I'm instead going to choose one of my position players who will hopefully get me some points. So I'll choose Ben Gamel, and then you'll click Submit, and then this is your team. And this will start to let's see. Yeah, so now that team is submitted into the competition, and you get to this screen where it talks about the 2 different ways that you can acquire new cards. So you can acquire new cards either through new card auctions or by buying new cards by buying cards from other players. And you can also get new cards through competitions, as I discussed. So let's kind of walk through what buying a new card would look like. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the marketplace. As you can see here, there's the featured cards, there's new card auctions, and there's manager sales. So the new card auction, these are all pitchers that nobody owns yet. Essentially, Sorare gets to create new pitchers since they own the game, and they get to create new cards, and then they get to sell those to people who are playing the game. So as a player of the game, you can buy a new card from Sorare using this auction feature. So for example, Starling Marte, there's been 8 bids on him, and he's currently going for $24. Aaron Judge, since he's an absolute stud, currently going for $292. So as you can see, there's a lot of fluctuation here between lower tier players versus the absolute highest tier players at $292. So if you wanted to bid, you're going to click this bid button here, and then you're going to have to bid using either Ethereum or a credit card. So you're going to add a credit card and then bid the amount that you want to bid. One thing to note is that whenever you bid on a player card, the amount of time remaining automatically goes back up to a minute. So you can't really like snipe a card with 1 second left because it'll automatically go back up to a minute. The other way that you can buy cards is through manager sales. And these cards are from other players who already own these cards, and they're willing to sell them to you at a set price. So these cards are not auctions. They're actually just a set price. It's like buy it now on eBay, right? So I can buy Mike Clevenger for $26 if I wanted to. You click the buy button, pay the amount, and then you're good to go. So generally how I've been constructing my team is I go to manager sales, and then I look over here for the position, and then I choose whatever position I want. So for example, if I want a corner infielder, you can select all of these, and then you want a limited player, and then you can go up here and you can sort it by lowest price. So then I sort it by lowest price, and then I go into season average score and say I want them to score 8 points per game. I can see, okay, I'm going to be paying $15 for a player, for a corner infielder who's scoring 8 points per game on average. If you only want them to score 7 points, it's going to be a little bit cheaper, $5. Josh Naylor, my boy. So those are essentially the two ways to get new cards. One thing to note is that you're going to have to be paying through Ethereum. So I set up an account using MoonPay, and then the minimum amount that you can deposit is $30 through that. So you can deposit $30, and then you're going to go through and you can either do new card auctions, because sometimes you can get these players for cheaper. For example, you could get Tim LaCastro here for $1.06, or you can go to manager sales if there's somebody that you really want. For example, let's see how much Shohei Ohtani is. 11 cards being sold, $400, or $11,000 if you want to get the rare version. So there's a few different ways to construct your lineup. My major recommendation is to use the manager sales, because I found that new card auctions players go for more than they do through manager sales, but obviously you can do it either way. For me, I constructed a full team using my $30. I think my team is okay, but I'll describe that in the next video and kind of walk through the players that I purchased and how I did that. So I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a subscribe button. I will be creating new videos about Sorare, about my team, about how they're doing, and then about any rewards that I get through the process. So thanks for watching.